so much been in the news lately, but I just wanted to, excuse me 1 second here, 1 second. Uh, and it's about Shannon Sharp and incidents like that. Meaning, um, you asked me, what about Shannon Sharp? Shannon Sharp is in the public eye. He's a sports person, and he has been charged with sexual abuse, and it's with a teenage started. This relationship started with a teenage woman, 1951 or whatever. But I think a person, person life, person what they do is it consent between two people that's of age? I think it's none of anybody else's business, in my opinion. But as I stated in the beginning, if you're in the public's eye, you get your wealth from being in the public. Then the public has the right, I feel, to talk about what you do, especially, if it's how you make your money. So what this is about, it's about a young lady that's of legal consent, age 19, and she has a relationship with Shannon. She's white, Shannon Sharp. A black man, which I think color shouldn't matter. Of legal age, that shouldn't matter. But Shannon should understand, as the young lady, based on their mental development, age is a number, but at the same time, someone could be 50 years old and have the mentality of a 19-year-old or vice versa. But the point I'm making is Shannon Sharp, multi-millionaire, uh, and the young lady, I don't know what her wealth wealth status is, but just using some common sense here, I'm sure this young lady, if Shannon Sharp was not wealthy in the public eye as a celebrity, I would be willing to bet. I'm not a gambler, but if I was, I'd be willing to bet this woman would never have entered into a relationship with Shannon Sharp, as I believe with a lot of relationships people enter into. When people say they love somebody, you have to ask yourself, why do you love that person? If you love that person at all, you know. So the point that I'm making is, uh, the young lady is getting something out of the relationship. Shannon Sharp is aware of the relationship, and realize, understanding that uh, what she's giving him, what he's getting from her and what she's getting from him is consensual. Bottom line, that's it. It's nobody's business. But like I said, if he's in the public eye, if that's where he get his money, then he has to watch what he does. And young lady, from what I heard, it's all speculations and what I got from the news. I haven't interviewed anybody or talked to anybody. However the relationship went, however their sex was, or whatever, know, it's their business. But if he put it out there and the public get it, then the public has, I think, the public gives the public the right to comment on it. If he's having sex with trees, it's their business. So realizing the young lady or whatever, Shannon Sharpe should have realized the situation that he was in and should have been more cautious, should I say? I should have taken precautions or signed papers or something, being that he's in the public eye and had a lot to lose if this type of thing got out to the public. But he didn't do that. Apparently, he didn't do that. But the young lady realized the position that she was in and the hand that she held in this relationship. Uh, from what I understand, he offered to pay her $10 million, not to go public. Just keep your mouth shut. Take the 10 million. Go on about your business. And let's forget about it. He could go on with his business. Which, me personally, $10 million is a lot of money. If a person can't take $10 million and invest $10 million and live for the rest of their life and don't have to do anything, so what? That's what I mean. That's my opinion, my public opinion. Was what I think the lady should have done. She didn't. He offered that. He may have even offered her more, but that didn't happen. So now this whole thing is going public. What I understand, heard on the news, Shannon Sharpe could possibly lose $100 million or more because of what happened. The young lady now that's gone public has the possibility of not getting a dime because it's gone public. Now it's out there. Why does he have to pay anything? It's out there. You're two adults. It's consensual. If someone you've been in a relationship, you say such and such happened at a certain point in time years ago, and you're still in the relationship now, and you went on, and now come on. So and Shannon Sharpe was a fool. Make mistakes. You don't think things gonna happen, and he's not the only one that make these mistakes or in these situations. In a celebrity, when you become a celebrity under that status, it happens, man. You're a target, a man or woman. You're a target. So you can't do what everybody does. You have a lot to lose. Get married, you get divorced, it costs you millions, millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, just for being in a relationship. If you didn't have the money, it wouldn't cost you that much money. But that's the game that people play. And when you play certain games, if you're not covered, there's consequences. It's just like in a game of football. You get out there on the field to run a play. If you don't get protection, if you don't have the right protection, you're not gonna make any yards. And if you hit the wrong way, certain time, you can get seriously, seriously damaged, paralyzed, even death in some of these games. People don't realize it. And these things has to be, or should I say, you need to be aware And that's why the title today was Public Opinion. And it's the same principle applies to everything when you're out in the public. You have something to lose. Public opinion. But when you put yourself in the public, then you open yourself up to public opinion. And the situation is sometimes there are things that come up, present themselves unexpectedly that you never even thought of. But sometimes you have to take time to value situations that you put yourself in. See if you're able to withstand the consequences and the results of things that they go bad. And we all do stuff. But unfortunately, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate today that America has become nothing but a business. It's all about money, power, by any means necessary. And I mean any means necessary. Uh, Public opinion can take you to the top of the mountain, and public opinion can bring you down to the bottom. And excuse me. And we're living in an important time today in government here in this country. Everything that's happening today, wars, rumors of wars, killings, kidnapping, kidnappings, people being humans being sold for different reasons. Everything is just money. The world is gone to, and I can't say the world, it's just people. People have no, and based on their actions, people have no regards for anything but themselves and money. And we live in a selfish world, and what we see today, the results of what's going on in the world today, is what we, the people, have done. It's the results of humans. We have destroyed this planet or destroyed our civilization. Anytime you have men with millions, trillions of dollars, and you have people starving, they have a piece of bread to eat, something's wrong. I think it's insanity. I think we lost our direction, we lost our meaning, we lost our purpose. People can say, "Well, this is what I do, this is the," and you're right. It's your opinion. As long as your opinion don't affect other people, but don't tell me that because you know something and I don't, that gives you a right to take advantage of me. And this is what's happening. People are being taken advantage of. I went to look at a house that was on the market, not in a good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, but because real estate's so hard to get nowadays, people with money going into these bad neighborhoods, and they'll take abandoned property, they'll purchase a property 40, 30, 50,000. They'll go into the property and do some facial cosmetics to the property. They put a stucco front. If the front is falling down, they put a stucco front on the front. They put some shingles on it. They go inside. They put sheetrock up. They put some flooring in, new bathrooms. Take that $30,000, $40,000 house and then put it on the market for 150, 160,000. And so I called an inspector to come in. Of course, that's just some common sense. And you can even knock on the front of the house. You can just hollow. Got this stucco, just hollow underneath. And the inspector showed where that was the case. And, the back underneath had rotted out, termites. Uh, the house, the corner of the house had been patched up. In other words, the house was a complete mess underneath all that construction. But if you walked in that house, hardwood floors, new kitchen, new washer and dryer, bathroom, 3 bedrooms, bathroom in each bedroom. He was selling that house, 140,000, 150,000. By the time you finish paying all the other stuff, the house probably cost you maybe $180,000. Now, that should be against the law. That's criminal. Regardless, people may sell you that house, but that is criminal. You buy this house, you stuck with this house, and next thing you know, termites and ate the whole foundation. Plumbing, you don't know what it, I mean, and this is legal. But people should not be allowed to sell properties like that. But now if the purchaser of the property, you have to go out and spend maybe six, seven, $800,000 to get someone to come and inspect the property. But if somebody's selling you their property, don't you think the seller should have to pay for that property being inspected? That he gonna sell you some crap, and you got to go out and take money out your pocket to pay for to make sure that his mess that he's selling you is in good condition. Where's the sense of fair play? There isn't any. Because the people with the money is in charge of everything. This is the system. The people running the system are crooked. It's set up for them. You talk about tax cuts for the rich. They have loopholes for the rich. They don't have to pay any taxes. But the poor working man, as your neighborhood, you own your neighborhood, you clean your neighborhood up, you plant trees, and you make your neighborhood nice. And guess what? You increase the value of your house, and you have to pay more taxes. It's not even beneficial for you to take care and build your neighborhood up. Then you allow developers to come in your neighborhood, build in your neighborhood. Developers get the tax break. Your taxes go up. Your profits for yourself. If this isn't a bunch of bull crap, I don't know what is. But people don't do anything about it. Politicians that you elect, they come to your house begging you, knocking, sending you mail, invading your privacy with their mail to elect them to office. And they're going to do this for the community, for you, and for the country. These people get in office, they do exactly the opposite. And they're not held accountable. They're not. And then they'll promise you this, and this, and do absolutely nothing but get rich and support the corporations, big business, wealthy, do what they want. And we, the people, elected them into office to do for us. It's the people are stupid. And everybody will get in there, like Shannon Sharpe, what's happening to him and his relationship. Oh, he's on the news. They'll talk about this, all of them. But they don't talk about what people are doing that's really affecting the country and the American people, and they are making money, getting rich from it. They don't do that. But it's the American people's fault because you teach people how to treat you. You have to break yourself away from all these things. Don't get into food, obesity, cancer, all the stuff that's happening to people, medical health care, and all. The biggest money maker in the world is people getting sick and wars and killing people. That's where your money's at. It is. Think about it. People, you're stupid. You got to wake up. You've got to change. It may be too late. There comes a time, when things becomes out of your control that you don't have any control over. You know? It's just like you speeding down the highway in this car. You have control over it, but when you go in 60, 70, maybe, you know, nothing's coming in the way, you have control over it. But as soon as you lose control of that car, that is your behind. You don't know what's going on. You don't know how you're going to come out of that accident. And this is what's happening now. Things are out of control, way out of control. America at one time, even though how America got to be great, got to be powerful, you have your opinion on it. But now, the sacrifice of people on both sides of the aisle, our children suffering and our children benefit from it. But at the end of the day, if progress at the end of the day, if the results of progress is the destruction of humanity and the world, we all have lost. We all have lost. When there are things like love, helping people, and things like eternal life, life after death, these things come from somewhere. They don't pop out. You can't get something from nothing. Everything means something. But we humans are what put meanings to words. So if a word exists, there's a meaning for it. We talk about how science talks about how, like, if you look around, let's change up a little bit. If you look around, everything that we see comes from within the mind of man or the mind of God. And we listen at so many different interpretations of religion. Me, you you can believe what you want to believe, but the interpretation of religion is based on you. Because what is religion? Excuse me. Because what is religion except your way of life? That's what you believe. So if you believe something and you live other than you believe, you're a hypocrite. You're crazy. To me, I mean, that's how I look at it. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But I know one thing, the way I believe, and I'll be 78 years old in June. The way I believe has kept me alive. The way I believe, I believe that you don't have to get sick. I have never been sick. I believe you can cure any and everything that's happened to your body. I've had things happen to me that I have cured it. It is just the beginning. I mean, so the human body is built in a way that uh, uh, it, it, it redevelops itself, it regenerates itself. But you have to put your human mind and body on that course of regeneration. You have to think that way. There's ways and principles and ways to do everything. There's a direct route, indirect route, routes that you can go, you don't know what's going to happen on it. The quickest way to a point is the direct route from point A to point B. If you deviate from that route, you don't know where you're going. You don't even know if you ever get there. But so many obstacles has been put up because we have deviated so far from ourselves that death comes to everybody. There's levels of everything. There's degrees of everything that you don't even think about. You're so busy trying to get that ice cream, the taste of that. You're so busy wanting to do this. Greed and selfishness took over to the point that you just want the people that in charge of you. You've allowed yourself to submit your soul and life to, put your body and life in their hands. Have just used you, people. Use you. Wherever you going, you go out and buy whatever you buy and spend your money, whatever you do. This and that. But that's not the important thing. Is on your deathbed, you give all that stuff up now to live. So why you spend your life living, acquiring stuff, that on your deathbed you give it all up? It doesn't mean anything. That's stupid. You've been tricked. And then the people that got all your money, what they're doing, they're taking your money, investing it in science, so they can live forever. Doesn't make sense. These so-called preachers that get in the pulpit and stand there and tell you, oh, you do this, and that. Oh, you do this. They'll tell you how good heaven is. This, do this. Time they get sick, the first person they call is a doctor, and they have that ambulance get there and tell everybody, get off the highway. Coming through as fast as they can. Or get a plane or something. Take you to the hospital. Cure you. Something get wrong with you. Oh, I got a pain. Give me a pill. Take a pill. How's that pill know what the pain is? How's that pill know what the cause of that is? You just pop it. So now your body get all these foreign things in it, don't know what to do with it. So guess what? Next thing you got a twitch over here, you got a twitch here, and a broke over here. Next thing you got cancer, you're doing this. People, but these people steady giving it to you and making money. Pharmaceuticals, huge, huge, multi-trillion-dollar business. Wars, multi-trillion-dollar businesses. You know what I'm saying? It's all about life and developing and regenerating and live forever. You can live as long as you want to live. But this physical body, see, there's two types. You have a physical and you have a spiritual. The spiritual produces the physical because the spiritual wants to live, develop. The spiritual has a purpose. You know what I'm saying? And that purpose is to live, get into the spiritual ecosystem, and keep the world rolling, keep everything rolling, keep life alive. I get out here and do all this stuff crazy. I see people flying up. I see this guy on a motorcycle flying up and down, the express. I said, all a car has to do is just make one wrong turn or stop. You're dead. The next day, I hear on the radio, guy on motorcycle killed, ran into the back of a car, speeding. Not only did he lose his life, but look at what he calls his loved one, suffering, pain that he called his loved one, because he's out there acting a fool. There's consequences for everything. Nobody can tell anybody. This world should be a paradise to transform. And that transformation could be heaven. The best feeling I have ever had in my entire life when I was transforming, when I was close to being God-like. I was on that bed and I slipped. I slipped. And I've been trying to get back to that point for the rest of my eternal life is where I've been trying to get back to. And I still, I'm going to reach that. I'm living for that. I have to come back after this one and continue. I'm going to get there. I'm on that course. And that's what we all need to be striving for. You have to stop living. You have to stop living, but you don't have to, you can continue, you can discontinue killing yourself. You can start thinking in a way that it can energize your mind, energize your body. Talking is primitive. Talking is primitive, people. And these men, it took me a long time to learn. Well, I learned it. It took me a long time to just start obeying, doing what I'm supposed to do. Oh, you men running around talking about pills makes me, oh, take this pill. They got women on television. Oh, take this pill. My husband can go 3 and 4 hours. Man, oh, hey, take this pill, selling this. Don't you know you suckers are dying? It's killing you, man. The sperm is the vital fluid of the nervous system. That's the root of orgasm, your nervous system. And you constantly deplete that all the time. You understand? People, you better wake up. You're killing yourselves. I know how long you can live. The body isn't on those structures saying, oh, well, okay, you live to be 60, you live to be 80, you dead. No, no, no. You can live beyond this physical body. See, when this physical body, and people don't even think, this physical body is a machine that the life force, the entity within you have created, the mind, the soul have created to survive in this physical world, gave us senses, smell, touch, sight, to survive, to protect the life within us, give us that choice. See, being human is special because there are stages of life. You also got the animal, you got the lower, you got life that you can't even see physically. You need a microscope. Still life now. It's just lower level of life. Germs, viruses, it's life. Then you got the animal life, the animal kingdom. You out there in the wild. You just all you do is just exist just to live. You kill to eat. That's all your purpose is. You understand? Different stages. So now we're human. We human. We at a point or a degree of life, whereas we can have choices. We have choices. We have the ability to establish knowledge, to learn things. That's that entity spirit within us. So what happens when death starts, not death, but with this physical body, excuse me, I'm taking y'all a place that I hadn't planned on taking you today, but it just led up to that. But this physical body now, this physical body, when this physical body ceases to exist, the life force within it, that entity, that soul, spirit in it, does not die. And what happens is when the physical body ceases to exist, the soul is in a it's it's locked in like a glass box. It's in a glass box, right? And It still can see. It's alive. It still can see. But when the body goes, it has lost its contact with this physical world. You see, the eyes is just a camera lens. That's all. That's all the eyes is. But what happens is it's locked in this glass box now. It's lost its physical contact with the world. So now it's trying to figure out why can't I? Why can't I do anything? Why can't I? Why can't I hear? Why can't no one see me? See, this is what the soul was going through at that time. Now you got to remember now you done lost your contact with the physical world and everything. So now all that knowledge, the contact, the knowledge and the senses that you have is in this glass box. It's trying to figure things out. But as it begins to try and figure things out, it's also losing some of its power because it loses contact with the physical world because you don't lost that. You don't have that. So what's happening now is you're in this uh you're in this glass box of time. Okay? So now you're in this time of I call it an oven. This is my analogy of it. That's way I can explain it. Uh you're in this time. So only thing you in this oven of time. So and I compare it to baking a cake. All these ingredients is in this bowl, this glass box. They all mixed up. So what happens is that if you take all these ingredients and you put these ingredients, mean your mind, your mental, all your experiences and everything you've learned and what you are, and you put it in this oven of time. And over time, however long it takes, nobody knows, billions, billions, trillions, however long it takes for this to develop. Call it reincarnation. There's no such thing. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be changed to another form. And just like to give you a better sense of what I'm trying to say, you take a chair for an example. A chair is a thought. It's a manifestation of a thought that came out of a need. There wasn't no chair first. You said, "Oh, that's a chair." No, you needed to sit down. First, it was a stool before it was a chair. You kept falling, leaning back, falling off. You said, "Whoa, I'm falling off. Let me put a back on this stool." So you put a back on. So that's how the back became a chair. That back was a thought first, and then you made it. So now you're taking all these thoughts that you've accumulated over all this time, all that DNA, you put it in the oven of time is bold. You put it out there. And the oven of time is going to turn your thoughts, your deeds, everything, because we're dealing with a living thing now, into something that's alive or however long it takes. So here's the top. Here's the kicker. Animals are living personalities. I'm trying to break this thing down to you people. You can understand what I'm telling you. And I'm not the only one saying this. I might be the one saying this here in America as an American that have came up through the ranks and have learned this. Because all I've asked for since the time I was born, give me knowledge. And you only get knowledge through experiences. What I'm telling you is what I've experienced. That's all. I can't tell you about anything that I don't know anything about. What I'm telling you is what I know about. I love people. That's life. How can you not love people? How can you not want to talk to people? How can you not want to show love to people and get that feeling, get that energy, man? Oh my goodness. Amazing. Amazing. I took my car. And it was in good shape, but I had just a little rattle up front. And I took it to this guy before. And I like him, and I'm not talking about color, but I'm saying this color because I want to try. I'm trying to break through a barrier, and it was a white guy that owned the shop. Very nice. So gave the card front end, and he looked at it. He said, "Oh, he said, well, I tightened this up." Very nice man. We talked a little bit. Okay, paid him. And I said, here's a $20. Here to get $20 tip for the can. Took the car and drove the car off. Car drove fine. But the car's old. It's a 2007, was really nice, man. Really nice car. And so the guy was so nice and seemed so trustworthy. I said, this is what's missing. I'm really forcing to find a really nice, honest, reputable auto mechanic. Place like and they said, well, we treat. I said, well, I see that by just sitting here and seeing the customers come in. I see how you treat people. That's business. So after maybe about a month went past, if that long. So the car was still had that little noise, but the car ran good. It was still, straight. I mean, running straight and stuff. So I took it back to him again because I'm driving it, and I said, "Well, I just want to make sure nothing's wrong." Not that I wasn't going back complaining because you hit bumps the way the streets are. You can knock anything. So I didn't go back racing. I just asked him to check it out to make sure the front end was okay. So when I took the car back, so apparently the same guy, right? Apparently he thought I was bringing the car back going to complain because he saw, he said, "Oh, the car's old. We're going to expect the car to do this and that." And so I wasn't in that long, but the guy that took me on a test run, very nice guy. We talked about the cars and this and that. Very nice man too. So when I went back, I wasn't there that long. The guy, first man that took the car, he came back and said, he didn't know I heard him tell the other guy, "Oh, the car's old, this and that, and the noise, you're gonna have that." I heard him, but I didn't say nothing. But when he came back in, I said, I said, "I know these cars. I said, I know the car's old, and I don't expect it to run brand new." I said, "My main thing is to get the car checked out." He said, "Well, my man drove around, didn't see anything wrong with the car." I said, "Okay." But the thing what got me was I'm sitting there waiting for the car. So the guy told me he's gonna put it up on the lift to check it out. But I wasn't in that shop long enough for him to take that car, put it on the lift, and check things out, and give me the car. I wasn't there maybe 5, 10 minutes. "Oh, well, your car's ready." I said, "Okay." And he said, "Well, the front, tell about the front end." So I tipped him. I tipped him $20. I said, "Thank you so much." He said, "I'm gonna give this to the mechanic." I said, "No, don't worry about it." I said, "That's for you." I said, "I'm gonna tip the guy who took me on the test." But the point that I'm making is when he said that about the car, he acted as if, because he didn't tell, he acted as if I was bringing the car there for him to fix it and wanted or to look at it and for free, you know. And that wasn't the case. I wanted him to check it out just to make sure, again, to make sure when I'm driving this car that nothing's gonna fall off, that it's safe for me to drive it. That's all I wanted. And the reason I gave him $20 and I gave the guy that checked it out more than that and thanked him because to let them know I didn't want something for nothing. I wanted you guys to check my car out. And I know you took time to take me on a run. And I mean, but I think the guy outside, I think he knew that he didn't put it on the lift to really check it out because he seemed really apologetic about, "Oh man, this is really nice." But I just let them know, that it's not about I wasn't coming to realize it just because you checked it out one time. Every time I'm bringing the car back to you, shouldn't happen. Hey, I can hit a bump 2 minutes time I leave the shop and knock something loose. But my point, I wanted them to check the car out to make sure that it was okay. That's all. And I let him know by me tipping him and the other guy. It wasn't about the money. I want to know that my car is safe for me to drive. But I mean, they still got. I mean, I'm going back to it. It'll be my mechanic. That's the right. It's just that people. There's a lot to learn about people. If I'm bringing something to you, fix it. Look at it. I want to be safe. I don't care if you charge me, charge me. But just don't charge me for something that you're not or you should not charge me for. But yeah. So getting back to opinions, you know, you're subject to public opinion. I think I think you should be subject to more people should be a subject to public opinion. There's so much stuff that's going on here that's influencing our children. You got people that's out here that in the public eye, that people look up to. Disgrace the things that they do and how they carry themselves in public. You behind closed doors, be my guest. Do anything you want to do as an adult that's consenting. Do whatever you want to do. Your business between you and your creator. That's it. And nothing to do with that. But when you doing stuff and you out here, and I got my little grandbaby, my grandbaby out here walking around and seeing this and seeing that and watching this on TV, watching that on TV, that the people that's putting this stuff on TV do not allow their children to watch. But it's okay to put that mess in my home so my children can watch it. My child go ahead and commit a crime. You understand? Oh, these children are so bad. Where do they get that mess from? Where do they get it? If they get it from you, children's minds are like a magnet. They pick up everything. Everything. You're a product of your environment. It's disgusting. How do you think politicians are going to act when they see where our leaders are crooks? You know, they're molesters, been convicted multiple times, multiple cases. These are our leaders. People telling you it's our fault, it's your fault. And you're subject to public opinion, and you should be subject to more than that. And you have to excuse me, I dropped my uh oh wow, what did I do? Lost something. I am so hope I can bring it back. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I lost my mouse, fell on the floor. But yes, there's so much to do. I'm coming out now with solution concepts. Solutionconcept.com/engage. It is an entrance into my life consulting. Come in, you make an appointment, and we can get together and come into my office. And we can have a one-on-one consultation to help you with any problem. Because any problem, you can solve any problem, especially an ailment in the body, because you're in control of that. But the thing of it is, you have to know you can do it because it's just like lifting weights. A child can't go and pick up a 10-pound weight, 50-pound weight. But once you develop yourself and get some age on you, you can pick it up. And this is the same way the body is right now. We have gotten our body and mind down to such a low level. We can't tell it to do anything. And the reactions we just spontaneous, little lightweight stuff. But you can't lift the heavyweight stuff. Your mind and body is not equipped to do the heavyweight stuff. I do heavyweight stuff mentally now. You would not believe. in my body. You would not believe. The worst thing, I mean, how you can just start popping pills, popping, you got to, I'm going to say this too, because I could talk about philosophy and life principles all day long. Because I found out that's the one thing. I don't care what color you are, green, you can be checkers. Everybody respects knowledge. If you don't, something wrong with you. If you don't respect knowledge, then you just out, you don't even count anyway. You know? So all these people that's with all this money, that spend all this money stuff, they didn't have to waste their time. It could be helping so many people make this world a better place. It could be, but you know what? They don't. They leave it to the cats. The cat care to think about. All the cat want to do is eat and sleep. That's all. And you're taking your animals. I'm gonna say this. All you people love these animals, but y'all are taking these animals and making them your slaves because you want some companionship. These animals' body is situated for them to their teeth, everything, for them to eat in the wild. Their ancestors, they're losing all that. That's why you got dogs with arthritis, this, that, this. They even got some of them got diabetes. They got all kinds of ailments because we done took them out of their natural environment. Walk in the house all the time. Dogs was made of cats or they was made there. Birds in cages. What's gonna happen to their wings over years and years? You take them out, they won't even know how to fly. They won't even have any energy in those wings to flap to fly. What you doing to them? Animal hospitals now. Excuse me. Probably $1 trillion business. Animal food and stuff, people. We are doing it to everybody, ourselves, and everything else. All these viruses. The viruses have always been here, but our body, our immune system was strong enough to fight them off. So now when we having all, what is that telling you? You're looking at the virus, you're not looking at your immune system. It's becoming weaker. Mind over matter. Think about that. Everything means something. Mind over matter. Yes, mind is over matter. And mind is also under matter if you don't use it. But people, it's not joking. It's serious and it's good. I'm telling you that. Ain't nothing no better than some good people. I don't care what color you are, what nationality you are. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're losing. You're losing out. That's where you get your life from. Where you get life from? You can't get it from a refrigerator. You can't get no life from a multi-million-dollar sports car. You get that sports car to get you some life. You know what I mean? But if there's no life, that shit means nothing. You need to wake up. Time is we're at a point now, but I think I don't want to talk about that right now. That's a story for another time. But yeah, getting back to solution concept, I'm an online life consultant, and you can solve any problem. Any problem. You can. You can. You know, oh man, but this is also something for another day. It's so much we can learn, so much we can do. And sometimes bad things, or should I say, bad isn't bad if the end result is good. Sometimes we need it. We're at a point now where we need these bad things. We're at a point now where we need these grocery shelves to be empty. We at a point now we need to really stand back and look. These rich people need to be exposed for those who can see. Blessed are those who have eyes to see. So we can start doing the opposite, start taking care of ourselves. So once this is gone, it's gone and it's never coming back. Never. Next time your eyes open, boy, oh boy, if they. So anyway, I just want to thank everybody so much.